Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is 8bitter, and today, I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about, so I'm just going to tell another story again, because I don't want to get into any of the political BS, like I said, and I believe the video previous to the last one. And also I apologize, I haven't been able to upload for the past few days. Some things have been going on. There's a lot of stuff happening in my life. I'm very busy, so we're back and let's get started. So, with the school year approaching way too fast, I thought I'd share a school-related story, even though it doesn't really take place in school. This is about 8th grade camp. So I believe I stated in a previous video that I was heading into my freshman year in high school. So last year I was obviously in 8th grade, and I don't know how it works in the other countries, so that might not be as obvious actually. But yeah, at the beginning of the year it was around October, like maybe like 1 month at most in, probably not even a month, honestly. We were having this 8th grade camp, and basically we went up to this mountain for like, not like a huge mountain, but we went up to this place, and it was like all kinds of Cub Scout stuff there, and Boy Scout stuff, and Eagle Scout stuff, and all the scouts go there and stuff. And there's like a campground, and we all went up there, and it was interesting, to say the least. So I'm gonna tell some of the stories from that. So we got there, and the first day, we kind of just got settled, and then when we had a bunch of activities you do, 3 the first day, 3 the second day, and 1 the final day, I believe. That's how it went. So the first day we had, like, we were on canoes. I forget the second one what it was. It might have been like fires and stuff. It might have been like, I don't even remember. And the third one was fishing. Now, I wasn't there when this first story took place, but I heard about it. So the canoeing, like, what we did was we went in the canoes and we learned how to, like, you know, work a canoe, rode around, did canoe stuff, and we did this thing where we're like, I don't remember what it's called, but we banded up together, like all the canoes were lined up, and I think, like, when you would use that would be like if you're in a situation where you're lost with a bunch of people or something like that and you got to stay together. But that was fun. But either way, this one girl, I wasn't there when this happened, like I said, but this one girl, she actually fell in the water. So that happened. I didn't think anybody was gonna actually fall in. The boats seemed pretty safe, but stuff happens. We had whatever the second activity was. It's not really important. I don't remember it. And then the third activity was fishing, and I am an avid fisherman. I like to go fishing, and fishing's fun. So we got our fishing rods, and basically it was just a bunch of kids lined up along this one side of the lake, because it was the same lake we used for canoeing. So you had the canoers on, like, the far left side and the front, and then on the back of the lake it was the fishers. So we were fishing, and he was telling us what to do, because all the teachers had different stations that they were at all the time. So the teacher running the fishing station, kind of told us what we were doing, get us set up. We were out there. I see this bass, I believe it was a largemouth, just under a shadowy area. I just see it, and I chuck my rod in and get a bite, get a fish within like the first 30 seconds. So then there was this other girl who caught a fish a little later, and she was afraid to take it off the hook. And I don't, it's kind of weird taking a fish off a hook because, spikes and can spine you, but these smallmouth bass didn't really have spikes. So I took mine off the hook. They made us take a picture with it. It's cool. But this girl didn't want to touch the fish. So we were standing there while this fish was, she was trying to take it off the hook, and she was kind of freaking out. And like I said, it was a little later than mine, but I was getting my picture when she first got it and brought it up. And I took mine off the hook to then throw it back, and then I dropped the fish because it flew out of my hands. And now we had this flopping fish on the deck, and this girl who doesn't want to touch her fish, and it was just a disaster. But it was fun, though. There apparently is some good fish in there, just not with worms, which is basically what we used. The next story takes place the next day. So I believe it was the last kind of thing we did on the second day we were there. The last activity before we had, because we had ghost stories and stuff later at night, but the last scheduled activity for the day was mountain biking. And I had a serious injury on a bike that I'm saving to talk about for a little bit, but I had this serious bike injury, and I hadn't been on a bike since. So I was kind of reluctant, but I got on it, and we mountain biked. And it is not easy mountain biking, can I just say. I have a lot of respect for people who do that, because that is hard. But we get out, the hills and stuff, and we get to this one spot where it's a drop, then you go around in a circle, and you come back up. And so the drop's kind of intimidating. So I get on the drop, I do the drop just fine, but there's the circle that you ride around and you come back around this little mound. And apparently, right at the start of the circle, you go around, and about halfway through, there's this rose bush, or some kind of thorn bush, or something with some weird flowers on it. And it's just hanging out. It is out there just trying to hurt people. I know some kid got really scratched up, but I scratched up my whole left arm because I got caught on this thorn bush. So, yeah, 2 bad bike experiences in a row. 0 out of 10 wouldn't do again. No, I'm just kidding. Biking's fun. I just have bad luck, apparently. Well, the first time was completely my fault. I'll get to that later. Either way, the next story I'm going to tell is ghost stories. So, after we did our final event and stuff, I don't really know if you can call it event, activity, that's probably a better word, we had the hoedown and ghost stories after we ate. And I won't talk about the hoedown because it's not really important, and it was kind of strange, but ghost stories were interesting. So there's 2 that I don't remember fully. I don't know the complete details, but I'll try and give a rough summary of them. So the first one, this actually took place on the mountain that we were on. Well, close to it, very very close to it. And this is a true story because this dude you can actually find the gravestone. Both of these are true stories. The ghost part about them, we don't know, but the events, actually happened. So, I'll tell you the events that actually happened for the first one, and then I'll tell you, the ghost story. So, what happened was, there was this dude, I don't remember his name, and he ran, some sort of inn or, motel or something, and there was, some bad smell coming from it, and I guess there was some sort of restaurant at the bottom. It wasn't very big, but there were people that stayed, and not a lot, but the guy who ran it, he would kill the people who stayed, and he hid them in some sort of back room and stuff, and he was just insane. And he died, and you can find his gravestone near the mountain. And apparently what they say, this is the ghost story part, is that he still haunts the mountain, because he was evil and he's condemned to that or something like that. That's the ghost part of the story. I don't really believe in ghosts. I seen some weird stuff when I was younger, but I don't know if that's just my brain not fully developed, me hallucinating or something. So the second story actually hits home because it is very, very close to where I live. Maybe not even 5 minutes. Probably 3 minutes, honestly. So there's this church that's right near where I live, and there was this girl in the 1800s, and on this road she was murdered, and they found her body in the railroad tracks, and some people say that you can see her, like, as some sort of, I don't really know what the word is, but, like, phantom, or I guess you could just say ghost, like, spirit, something along those lines. You can see her appear every once in a while, especially by the graveyard. Like, if you're driving by at night, she'll appear as, like, some weird orb of light or something. It's crazy. But that she actually existed, and that's like the real part. But obviously the ghost story part is her being like some sort of spirit. Oh, I just remembered another one that I want to tell. I didn't plan this. I don't really write scripts, so I'm just gonna tell you this one. So there's this lake near where I live. It's called Blue Marsh Lake. It's in Pennsylvania. You can look it up. But there's this place. It's called crap. I'm blanking out. But there's this place, Loch 9. That's right, Loch 9, by Grings Mill, which is a section of it. Like, it has like a bunch of tributaries and stuff, but there's this part called Grings Mill, and a part of Grings Mill is like, it's like kind of a tributary. I guess there's like rivers and stuff going through it, but there's this place called Loch 9, and at Loch 9, this woman who was in like a bad relationship with her husband or whatever took her two kids to have a picnic, and she said, "Let's play a game where we tie rocks to each other and we jump in the water," or like she had like bags or something. I forget how it went, but she had like a bunch of rocks weigh her and her children down, and she jumped and drowned all of them. And people say that you can feel like if you're walking, you might just have like a cold hand. You might feel a cold hand on your shoulder, turn around, there's nothing, or even see them as like spirits, and like wet rocks appear in your pocket for no reason. It's crazy. We actually went there for Earth Day. We went to Gringsmill and we cleaned up, and we saw a snapping turtle in Loch 9, so that's kind of cool. Okay, that's it with the ghost stories. This went on longer than I wanted it to, but I had to tell that story. I completely forgot about the one. So, the last thing I want to talk about, I'm running out of gameplay footage here, is the shower situation, and it was not good. So I'm gonna make this quick. There's like a cabin with a bunch of bunk beds, and we had to walk like a couple of minutes down just to go to the bathroom. There was like this pool there or whatever, and there was a bunch of showers and stuff. So the one day it rained and it was all wet afterwards, and we had to go take showers and stuff, obviously brush our teeth, and anybody had to go to the bathroom, and yeah, that was not good. So overall, I liked camp, and I gotta wrap this up quickly. Thanks for watching. I would recommend camp. I mean, obviously I can't do that, but I would recommend, if your school has something similar, then participate. Okay, bye. Subscribe. I don't care. Okay, bye.